Hello there everybody, Sam Strains here, welcome back to the Railway and welcome to another review. Today I've got some more wagons from America. I've mentioned before that I'm looking to buy a bit more American rolling stock, or at least rolling stock with knuckle couplings, so that when I review a locomotive from America, I've got a bit more variety of rolling stock to run with it. So with that in mind, I've picked up this. So this is a Bachmann hopper from the nickel plate road, apparently, and instead of just buying one of these, I've actually got 3 of them. And these came from Train World, which is a very major US retailer of model railway stuff, and I thought the price for these was quite decent, so I only paid $19.99, which translates into pounds at about £16.67. And when you consider that these are bogie hoppers with 4 sets of metal wheels on each, the price there does seem to be quite reasonable. But of course I live in England and Train World is in America, so postage is always going to be a problem. Now there are things that I do to mitigate this. For instance, I buy quite a lot in one go. I don't just see hoppers like this and order them and pay $50 postage. I wait until there are several items that I'm interested in and then have them all shipped at once. It's still very expensive, and if there are a lot of items, the postage can easily cost $100, but you've got to decide, do you want the models or not? So yeah, not entirely sure what the postage cost, but clearly it will have put the price per wagon up, probably beyond the £20 mark. But either way, I've got them now, that's the main thing. We're going to take a look, see what these are like. Let's see if they were worth the money, and let's see how they run. Here we go. So I should say that these 3 hoppers are identical. Obviously, usually I don't tend to do that. When I'm reviewing something from the UK, I'll just buy one and review it. But like I say, I am trying to build up a bit of a collection of American rolling stock, so a rake of 3 I thought was a better idea. But we'll just start with one and focus on that, and then we'll get the other 2 out in a slightly more brief way. So, end of the box, let me show you which product this is. So it's item number 19511. It is HO, it's a 55-ton 2-bay USRA outside braced hopper with load. Quite a lot to take in there. Nickel plate road. So I think that does a fairly good job of explaining what these are. And there's not that much info on the rest of the box. It's just general info basically on what you've got here. So with that, I think we'll find out what you get inside the box. I can see what looks like some sort of accessories pack or something there. So yeah, this could be quite interesting. I'm not entirely sure what that's going to involve. So let's take a look, shall we? Okay. So let's pull these out first and find out. Oh, interesting. Right, so there's a bit of paperwork which might explain, but I'll show you them first so that you can have a guess. So we've got 2 very heavy metal parts here. Yeah, they weigh a lot. And then we've got what look like the same parts, but with more detail and in plastic. So that's very interesting, isn't it? Are these for the partitions somehow? Why have we got a heavy metal version and a plastic version? I don't know. Well, hopefully this will explain. Let's undo it and have a look. Okay, so there's no written explanation, but it looks like the heavy metal weights go in first, and then you've got a detail piece which goes on top, and that makes it look more realistic. So I guess that's a way of adding realism and also adding weight to the model, if the load is not fitted. Don't forget, it did say that these have a load fitted, so presumably these can't go in place while the load is fitted. So, you know, for less than 20 quid, or £16 without the postage, seems like quite a complex little piece really, doesn't it? So here it is, here is the wagon, nickel plate road. To be honest, first of all, it looks great. There's a lot of good moulded detail on this, and it looks really finessed. The second thing though is how light this is. This is seriously light. To say this has got 8 wheels over which the weight will be distributed, this seems incredibly light. So yeah, I'll have to wonder what's underneath this load, if anything. Okay, no, there is nothing. So hopefully I'll be able to put those weights inside and the load still fit. Something tells me that might not be possible, because then they would have fitted them, but hopefully that will be the case. But yeah, this is real light, really light. I'll get these on the scales in a second and let you know how light, but yeah, trust me, very light. Right, let's get the other couple out then. We'll do this more quickly because, as I say, they are completely identical as far as I know. So there's the second one. Yeah, again, very noticeably light. And let's grab number 3. Okay. So there you go, 3 lovely hoppers. To be honest, I would be very, very disappointed if these came out this light and there was no option to add extra weight. I think their saving grace is that there are those metal pieces which will go inside, and hopefully they will make these weigh a lot more. But anyway, they look good, don't they? So with that, let's take a close look at one of these and we'll see what the level of detail's like. So here's a close look at the Bachmann nickel plate road hoppers, and I was not expecting to say this today, but I am absolutely thrilled with these hoppers. They are just awesome. First of all, they look great. The finish on them is wonderful and the level of detail on them is fantastic, and yet they were still really inexpensive. Approximately, even with the postage, £20 a piece. That is nothing for a wagon of this quality, in my opinion. How is it so inexpensive? Well, I think it's just been very cleverly designed. It does have a lot of detail, but it doesn't have an awful lot of complexity. A lot of these parts are just moulded, but they are well done so that they look good. I think particularly with British manufacturers, they produce models to impress, and they certainly do, but they are too complex, and because that makes them so expensive, that limits their appeal, and it's also very restrictive for people who are not willing to spend an absolute fortune in order to buy any reasonable number of wagons. This, though, is the perfect compromise, in my opinion, as we're going to see. But first of all, let's talk about weight, because if we take a look at the weight of the wagon without any of the extras added, you can see that it's incredibly light at 37 grams. And that tells me that it's probably mostly the wheels contributing to that weight. The chassis and everything just seems to be plastic. But if we put the accessories onto the scales, you can see that we stand to add around 32 grams of extra weight with that stuff, which is crazy. That is almost double the weight just by adding the accessories. But put them both together and you can get a wagon that weighs a really nice 69 grams. So I decided to give this a go. I pulled out the load and I put in the metal weights, which fit inside perfectly easily. They seemed to stay put, that was good. Then of course I covered them up with those detail parts, which did a great job of covering them up. I'll show you in a second. And then I wanted to know whether the load would still fit in with those inserted, and yes, it did. Doesn't sit quite down as far as it used to, but it still fits in and it still looks realistic. There's also a few sort of internal supports that you can put in if you want to, so I decided to do that. These went in without needing any glue, which was great. They do swivel round a little bit once fitted, so I think to fix them you would want to use glue, but it's not absolutely necessary. And sure enough, even with those fitted, the load still fits. So now I've got a wagon that weighs 69 grams, which is a good weight, I think, for something this size. That is now a good weight. And now it's got a full interior. Look at this, absolutely wonderful looking interior. It does beg the question though, why on earth was all this stuff not fitted by the factory? Well, I don't know, but I can have a guess. Imagine you'd bought 200 of these things, let's say, to put a really massive train together. Any locomotive is going to really struggle with that, but if you've got the option to cut the weight of the entire train down by almost half, then you're going to find that your locomotives can handle it much more easily. So actually it's really handy to have the choice between having your wagon heavy and having it light. So I don't have a problem with that. No, I think it's great. And here is the interior without any of the extras fitted, and hopefully you can see what a big difference that makes. Right, let's take a look at the level of detail then. So the decoration is fairly basic, it is just the white printing, but as you can see it all looks good. The finish is wonderful, it is a really good quality Bachmann finish, nice satin sheen to it. The load I think looks just as good as a crushed coal load or whatever real load you could put in. Great shape to it, great level of detail, a really, really nice inclusion. The moulded detail along the body is excellent. Yeah, it's very crisp, good looking. The ends of the hopper are very detailed as well. You've got the ladders, the supports, there's a wheel on the other end. So, I mean, the level of detail is absolutely fine. The bogie detail, I mean, there's nothing special at all about this, but it looks okay. And you've got the metal wheels, which is a nice quality touch. Even the underframe is very, very detailed. Not much in the way of separately fitted parts, but as you can see, this model gets away with that while still looking decent, which is very, very impressive. And then finally, we've got what I assume are the Bachmann Easy Mate couplings. It's just the standard issue stuff. Hopefully they will work absolutely fine. So yeah, how absolutely awesome is this for 20 quid? If a British manufacturer came out with a wagon of this standard, with this much thought put into the design, with this kind of price, I would be very, very impressed. I think there is a space in this hobby for super detailed wagons, but I think there's much more room for stuff like this, and so I'm really glad that I found this. Okay, so that's the level of detail and the features. Let's move on to performance. Let's find out how freewheeling these are, and let's see how they behave as part of a train. So I'm set up then for the first test. I've chosen the generic Mahano 440 locomotive, Baltimore and Ohio. Yeah, it's a good reliable loco, and we've got the hoppers onto the track. And I've got to say, these hoppers are absolutely brilliant. And I say that because I've just filmed the Gordon's Hill rolling test with them. First of all, this is one without the load, so this is the 30-something gram version of the wagon. And look at the way it rolls. Look at this. I think this has broken any record that I had before. And bear in mind, there's very little momentum here because it's so light, and yet it's also got 4 axles producing friction. Still went that far. Absolutely tremendous design. And then with the extra weight in, so this is the 69 gram version of the wagon, the performance was exactly the same. It went just as far, right down to the bottom of Gordon's Hill. Absolutely awesome. So just imagine a rake of 200 of these. They're just going to be as smooth as anything. Look at that. It really is difficult to keep them still. Look, they just keep going. They've gone. Right, this is unbelievable to me. Yeah. Very, very good. Right, so let's see if they couple up all right. The 3 hoppers did couple together fine, by the way, so that's a pretty good sign. But yeah, that's gone perfectly. Yeah, I don't know, I thought this would be a boring, just regular kind of review. Wasn't expecting them to be anywhere near this good, but they are. They really are. Okay, curves then, let's take a look. I have a good feeling about this. Let's hope it's justified. Yeah. Okay, well done, Bachmann. Yeah, that's it. It's a good review. End of story. Amazing looking wagons, incredible performance, possibly the best I've seen from any free rolling model ever, and a wonderful price to top it off. If you're in the States, you can get these for, what was it, $20? If you're in the UK, it's going to be about £20 by the time you've paid for postage, depending, of course, on what else you buy. Absolutely tremendous. I would expect to pay a lot more for a wagon of this quality over here in the UK, and yet the Bachmann USA brand gets a lot of flack for not being the greatest, but honestly, these are wonderful. They're just great in every area, aren't they? So what great wagons. Definitely check these out if you're interested. Okay, there is of course one final test before I go completely crazy and call these my favourite wagons ever or something. That is of course the reverse points test. Can they stay on the track for it? Well, let's find out. Open up the points and take it steady. Please do well. I really like these things. Oh yes, look at that. These wagons can do no wrong in my eyes. They stay coupled. Yeah, they stay coupled. Will they do it forward? Let's go faster. Oh, naughty. All right, I won't go faster then. Try again, see if they couple again on the curve. Nope, straight. Okay, so I mean, that's potentially annoying, isn't it? Let's see if it does it again. Was it a one-off? Take it steady. Okay, so slight uncoupling issue there, but they did not come off the track. Uncoupling I can handle. I mean, it's irritating, but derailing, that would be a deal breaker for me. So there you go, absolutely fantastic. Let's have some ratings then for the really quite wonderful Bachmann 55-ton hoppers. And as you can see, the score here is really quite solid. So the level of detail I've given 4-star. Generally, the level of detail for me is spot on. You've got plenty of moulded detail, the decoration's good. Where needed, there are separately fitted parts. There isn't quite the level of detail that we've seen on some more sort of modern, super detailed rolling stock, but I'm glad that there isn't any more, because that's obviously kept the price reasonable. The performance though is 5-star, because there was just no way to fault it whatsoever. Perfectly free rolling, handling curves fine, good performance over points and such. A 5-star performer if ever there was one. Similarly, the quality I've decided to give 5-star. The build quality across all 3 of these hoppers is second to none. Yes, they do have plastic chassis, which would be a pity, but it makes perfect sense why they've done that, because then, if you want to, you can have a nice light wagon of which a locomotive can pull very many. If you want a bit of metal, you want a bit more weight, they have provided that for you, and that makes it a very nice heavy wagon. It's just up to you. So I'm not going to knock it down for that, because I think more choice for the customer is always better. And besides that, very good quality. Metal wheels, free rolling, wonderful. Value for money then, I've just found out the RRP seems to be quite a bit more expensive than I paid. I think it's something like $36, but I found that on another train website, so it might not be accurate. However, the $20 or $19.99 I paid from Train World, absolutely tremendous. It was worth paying postage just to get these. So definitely a 4-star, not amazing value for money, but pretty good for what you get, I would say. So that is a very solid score indeed of 8.68 out of 10. Let's put that into the logbook. And there it is, 3rd place above the Oxford Pilchard and below the Bachmann blacksmith car. I love the Bachmann US rolling stock. I don't know about anybody else. Well folks, thank you very, very much for watching. This was an incredibly pleasant surprise, wasn't it? Crikey. Yeah, very, very good. So thank you for watching. Do comment down below, let me know what you think. Do Bachmann produce other rolling stock that is of this quality? Because if so, I'd love to try some of it. But that's for another day. For now, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one. Alright, cheers everybody.